when I looked at some of the documents on this, I wanted to look at one thing that stuck out to me is this DoorDash and the timeline and some activity around this DoorDash and why did they pull those records. Now we know that there was a DoorDash delivery that evening. We know that at 4 a.m. the DoorDash, or around 4 a.m. the DoorDash was delivered. We know that they saw during some crime scene photos that were leaked, there was a DoorDash bag that had Xana's name on it. Now, there's been some speculation that maybe it was actually, you know, I won't go there yet. So let's go through my presentation. Maybe you all gonna call me crazy, but we'll get into this. So I want to talk a little bit about the DoorDash theory that's been kind of thrown out there. And what I looked at was BK a DoorDasher, or did BK order the DoorDash as a distraction to get into the King Road house? Here's Chris says I'm crazy. I haven't even got to my presentation yet. Now, I want to keep this asterisk up and just keep this in mind. You need, I believe it's been reported, you need a gate code to get access into that front door of the house. Okay. Here we go. You can call me crazy, I guess. All right. So we have, let me skip through here. So here's the DoorDash bag. This was the Jack in the Box bag inside the they say the murder house. That's a little harsh there, with the tag reading Xana, which is believed to have been Kernodle's final meal. So we had that photo that, you know, escaped out, and you can see that clearly there. Jack in the Box bag, and you have Xana's name attached to that as well. Okay, still with me. So what I did is I looked, and I saw, and I wanted to see in relation to where this Jack in the Box was to Kohberger's apartment. That Jack in the Box was literally miles, just a few miles from Kohberger's apartment. You see the address here, and you can align that up with, where he is relative to that location. You're going to keep in mind, the crime happened on a Sunday, 11/13/22. Oh, look at this. On Saturday and Sunday, that Jack in the Box is open 24 hours, has 24-hour access. So you're going to have door dashing, and you're going to have meals delivered 24 hours, you know, through there. Maybe they have a cutoff, a late night cutoff. I heard there's some rumors that if you got your order in, I think before 3 o'clock in the morning, but let's just say that, we'll get to this. I don't want to skew from my presentation. Everybody still with me in the chat? Am I doing all right? Am I crazy yet? Wait till I give you my theory. Okay. So I want to look at this, okay? I want to look at the timeline. Remember when we were looking through the records, what were some of the dates that they were going right back to? The date that stuck out in my mind was 8/1/22. That's where they're starting most of these records that they're pulling from, 8/1/22. So you have 8/1/22, BK moves to Pullman, Washington. On 8/21/22, between 10:34 p.m. and 11:35 p.m., BK's phone starts using cellular tower data around the King Road residence. If he's a DoorDasher, okay, you got to think, students eat late. I mean, how many in your 20s that you were drunk, you know, in college, eating food super late, studying, partying, whatever, okay? Could this be, if he's a DoorDasher, could this be the first contact that he had with this house, with these girls, with this home, getting eyes on them, becoming fixated maybe with one of those girls, okay? Now you got to look ahead. 8/21/22 at 11:37 p.m. Again, another late night time. What when are kids eating late at night on a night? Okay. He's pulled over on Farm Road, which is on the Pullman Highway, which would be on their way to Moscow near King Road. Was he door dashing again? Was this another delivery to the King Road residence? Okay. On 10/14/22, BK was pulled over again by Washington State University police. Not sure the time or address, but could have been outdoor dashing again. Okay. I probably lost half the audience here. All right. So now we have the timeline. I'm not going to go through all of the timeline, but let's just say, let me get back to this. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to look at. Why are they sealing the DoorDash information? Now we know that there was a DoorDash delivery that night. Okay. But what I think is this: you have DoorDash here. They're looking at all of the deliveries that were to King Road, and look how far back they're going from January 1st all the way up to the current time of the crime. They want to look at date of the sales, date of time of deliveries, purchase and transaction history, name and identifiers of drivers, the full description of the vehicles that were used, and any communication between the drivers and the purchases. Okay. DoorDash here. So if he's a DoorDasher and he had contact, this is the contact with the girls through this. They want to see if he worked for DoorDash or went to this residence at any of these other times. Okay. Another thing you got to look at too, Department of Labor. They want all the financial records for Ethan, Maddie, Xana, Kaylee. I'm probably going to say DM, BF, and Kohberger as well, to see if any of these maybe he had a connection. He was employed through DoorDash. And I go back this, and we talked about this before the crime. Maybe he was specifically door dashing around these times. Maybe this is the first contact to them, especially this one, 8/21/22. This could be the first time he saw them. Now, again, I'm just throwing a theory out there. This is just my opinion. I'm just looking at the evidence in front of me. I could be totally crazy on this. But when I started kind of looking at this, maybe this is the first connection with them. I know everybody has their theories here. I know everybody has their own opinion, and that's why we do this. Yeah, 1099, I understand that. But if you go back and look, Joe Biden actually this year, and I had the article and I lost it, designated gig, they call them like gig deliveries. You still have to report that through the Department of Labor, because you still have to have federal taxes and state taxes taken from your check. So Department of Labor is going to have those records. And that was actually a move that Biden made in the law. I had the article. You can go back and look at it in relevance to like DoorDashers, rideshare servicing, stuff like that. And there was a bunch of bullshit that came up about it. A lot of the services pushed back against it. Okay. So the second theory that I go into, let's just say he's not the DoorDasher. Okay. I look at this. Did BK make the call just before leaving his apartment at 2:42 a.m.? He uses DoorDash to go to the residence, and that's going to be used as a distraction or to gain access to that house. And what I did is I looked up and I said, can you schedule a delivery in advance? And you can. Now, keep in mind, Jack in the Box is open 24 hours. Okay. He calls at 2:42, shuts his phone off, and starts making his way over to King Road. Because once you have selected your meal, you can check out. Before placing the order, simply select the schedule and what time and date you want it to be delivered. At 11:13:23, at 3:20, between 3:29 and 4:20 a.m., multiple sightings of BK's vehicle making passes by the 1122 King Road. So he circled plenty of times in that area. Maybe he got spooked by the DoorDash that was there, or waiting for that DoorDash to get to the specific front door to get access to that front door, makes his way in, and that's how he got there. So, that's my theory, the kind of the DoorDash theory. Two things that I kind of looked at and put together in my head and thought, hey, maybe it's a possibility. I don't know. Call me crazy. I know you guys have a lot going there. Probably a lot of people mad at me or throwing things out there, but that's kind of the theory that I threw out there. Denise says, I was a DoorDasher during COVID, and yeah, they do send you a 1099 miscellaneous. They report all wages paid to you, meaning that taxes and are you meaning like taxes and state taxes have to be collected as well? So Laura says, I can entertain your DoorDash theory. I would like to think he met Kaylee and possibly Maddie on Tinder and Xana through DoorDash, and then followed all three of them on Instagram, but it was not reciprocal or I can't get that word out. But yeah, I mean, this is a possibility. Listen, I'm just looking at all the evidence that we know so far in this case and just coming up with my own opinion and theory. Okay. I know that everybody in this single room is going to have their own theory and twist and everything on this, but I try to look at the data that's being given to us that we know that's factual in this case. I can't go off a theory. I can't say it's a drug thing. I can't say it's this. I can't say it's that. It's Kopecky. It's harsh. The man on the moon. There's no facts that are in these documents that show that to me. And I understand that. And that's why we go over this stuff and throw this out. It's a simple theory. I'm not saying it's concrete evidence. This is just my thought. I'm using the facts and the information that's in front of me to put together the story and just sharing that with you guys and giving you something, food for thought to go on. Maybe he's right. Maybe this does line up. Maybe he has a possibility there. So, it's just a theory. Again, I think there could be a social media connection as well, too. Like Laura was saying, maybe he did meet them through social media contacts, dating apps, dating. There's been another theory out there. I think Drunk Turkeys talked about it, possibly that Kaylee could have went on a date with Bryan. And that was the whole bitch comment that she said to her dad, that she went out with some guy and he called her a bitch. And maybe that's that theory. But again, I'm just doing this to entertain, to throw a theory out there, another angle on this case. I didn't say it was a solid theory, but it's the way that I look at the facts. And then when you look, or the way I look at the evidence, then, when Crazy P looks at it, it's different. When Drunk Turkeys looks at it, it's different. When some of the other crime channels look at it, it's different. But it's all up to you to make your minds up to what theory you think it is. So I didn't do it to offend anybody. I didn't do it to make it mad. It's to stimulate conversations. Hey, everybody. Thank you for checking out this video. If you like the content here today, make sure to click on one of these videos up here. I would appreciate it. And before you head out, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification so every time I drop a new video or go live, you guys will know. Thanks.